Factoring is the reverse of multiplying. We can visualize what it means to factor a polynomial using algebra tiles. In part A, we will factor 3x minus 6. In order to represent 3x, we must collect 3 yellow rectangles. To represent minus 6, collect 6 small red squares. Now that we have all of the required tiles, the next step is to arrange them into a rectangle. If we put the 3 rectangles on the left and the 6 red squares on the right, we'll have a rectangle. This isn't the only possible rectangle, but it's the one we'll use in this example. We need to fill in the top row. We can do this using a yellow rectangle and 2 small red squares. Now we'll fill in the left column. We need shapes that will multiply out to give us the yellow rectangles and red squares inside the grid. If we use 3 small yellow squares, we'll get the shapes inside the grid. The meaning of the right column is the number 3. The meaning of the top row is x minus 2. Combine these to get 3 times x minus 2. This is the factored form of the original expression. In part B, we'll use algebra tiles to factor x squared plus 4x. We can represent x squared with a large yellow square. We can represent 4x with 4 yellow rectangles. Before we can factor, we need to arrange all of our tiles in a rectangle. A large yellow square can be formed from 2 yellow rectangles. Place 1 yellow rectangle in the left column and another yellow rectangle in the top row. A yellow rectangle times a yellow square is a yellow rectangle. We can use this rule to fill in the top row. Four small yellow squares can be placed in the top row. This gives us back the yellow rectangles within the grid. The left column means x. The top row means x plus 4. Put these together to get x times x plus 4, which is the factored form of x squared plus 4x. In part C, we'll use algebra tiles to factor 2x squared minus 8x. We can represent 2x squared with 2 large yellow squares. We can represent minus 8x with 8 red rectangles. Arrange all of the tiles in a rectangle. First, we'll try to make the large yellow squares. Recall that a yellow rectangle times a yellow rectangle makes a large yellow square. Place 2 yellow rectangles in the left column and 1 yellow rectangle in the top row. A yellow rectangle times a small red square is a red rectangle. Use this rule to fill in the rest of the top row. We can use 4 small red squares to fill in the top row. This gives us back all of the red rectangles within the grid. The left column means 2x. The top row means x minus 4. The factored form of 2x squared minus 8x is 2x times x minus 4. The expanded and factored forms of a polynomial are obtained through reverse processes. If we revisit the expression from part A, we can see that 3x minus 6 is the expanded form, and 3 times x minus 2 is a factored form. In part B, x squared plus 4x is the expanded form, and x times x plus 4 is the factored form. In part C, the expanded form is 2x squared minus 8x, and the factored form is 2x times x minus 4.